Welcome to Two Chicks and a Horror Flick, a weekly horror movie review podcast. I'm Tawny Ray.
And I'm Felicia Connor. Subscribe to get new episodes every Wednesday. We dive into trivia, drink a little whiskey, and of course, give our no BS opinions.
Join our Discord server or message us on social media to talk all things scary.
And if you like the show, consider supporting us on Patreon.
You can find all these links on our website, twochicksandahorrorflick.com. Thanks for listening.
Now let's get scared. Hello, welcome back to the podcast. I am so excited. I have been waiting. You know, I look forward to the day where we record more often so that I'm not always so excited. That sounds way weird. I'm always excited to record with you, but especially because we have so much time between them that it's like a reunion.
Totally.
You know, excited like a reunion.
Totally. The downside of that is if we did it more frequently, then it would hold less excitement, you know? That's a kind of a bummer.
That's why I think every other week, you know, because I still think there's that week of missing you, right? And then we come back to it. So one day.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. Before we get into everything, oh, by the way, we're here to talk about Hokum. There we go. So before we get into it, Tawny, what are you drinking?
I have one of these zero proof White Claws going on.
Nice.
Yeah. What about you?
I'm doing the same damn thing. Okay, so
Don't tell me you have a lime zero proof White Claw.
No, sorry. Okay. Not that same damn. Not as that same-ish. So I haven't been drinking alcohol. And I was thinking back to when we were testing those non-alcohol, or I remember I was testing all those non-alcoholic drinks. And so I went to Total Wine today, and the non-alcoholic section is like a whole row now. It's like people are really coming up with fancy stuff. So I grabbed a few different things so that I can try them on the podcast. And so today I have this.
Ooh, fancy.
It's by Trip, and it is Mindful Botanicals. So this particular one has adaptogens in it. I also got 805, that beer brand, because I love that beer brand. They have non-alcoholic version. Okay. And then I got another thing too. I don't remember what it was, but it was a Cosmo. That's all I know. So I'm going to try it right now. I haven't tried it yet. It does smell like gum. It's probably because it's elderflower mint. So it must be the mint. But it definitely does smell like gum. But let's try.
Elderflower mint. Interesting.
That's very good. It's crisp. It's bubbly. I love bubbles. That's very good. There is a little bit, though, this particular one, because I got a variety of pack of flavors, that tastes like, I think, spearmint gum.
Ooh, okay. That's weird.
So, and then we'll see if I start getting weird with the adaptogens in it as we go along.
Okay.
All right, bride-to-be, what have you been up to?
I mean, of course, as you know, wedding planning, last things. I keep thinking that we're almost done and then we're not, but we're working on some final signage with my mom, the seating chart, which is a whole thing. We don't have to do that, obviously, but like we thought it would be fun to try to plan out and put people with other people that they'd have a good conversation with, or, not put people too outside of their bubble either. It's a delicate balance, so that has taken some time. And then also like our songs, I think we finally have landed on our songs for like specific moments,
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys remember what was your first song or your first dance song?
Yeah. So we, I walked down the aisle to Thank You by Led Zeppelin.
Okay.
And it was gorgeous. It was just so good. It's our favorite song now. We walked up the aisle, right? You're down the aisle, then you're walking up the aisle to All You Need Is Love. And then our first dance was Nina Simone, Feeling Good.
Cute. Okay.
And when we think of all those songs, honestly, the Led Zeppelin song is the one that when we hear it, it's really, we were going to get this one verse tattooed onto us. And I'm still game, but Steve is terrified of getting a tattoo. So he likes the idea, but he always chickens out. So, yeah.
Cute. I feel like that part has been hard. Like, was that difficult for you guys to choose songs?
Yeah, I think I was listening to a ton of different songs. And maybe that's why when I heard that one Led Zeppelin song, it was, I don't know why we didn't choose it to dance to, but I was just like, oh my God, everything the lyrics are saying, it's a lesser known song from the band. And I just loved it so much. And it was like, yes. And then the other ones, yeah, I think I made a Spotify, if I remember correctly, and I was just putting songs there. Maybe this, maybe this, maybe this.
Yeah.
But then, yeah, I don't know why we landed on Nina Simone. I love the song, but I don't remember.
Okay. Well, good to know, because now I'm like collecting. I'm like, what did people do? You know, I think we've landed on some stuff, but yeah, wedding planning is happening. The only other updates that I have are just a handful of like stuff I've been watching or listening to.
Mm-hmm.
So I finally started Heated Rivalry. Finally. Have you watched this?
Mm-mm.
Okay. It's taking me a while. I'm really late to this train, but it's good so far. I think I'm like halfway through. We watched the movie Dracula, which came out last year. It's like in some ways, very similar to Nosferatu and came out, same year, and otherwise very different. It really feels like it's a remake of the Bram Stoker's Dracula with Keanu Reeves and Winona Ryder and Gary Oldman. It basically is like a updated version of that. Really enjoyed that. That was very fun. Watch. Funny.
Let's see this.
Yeah. It's weird because it's like, I don't know how two movies that are basically the same movie got made in the same year.
Yeah.
And there's like a lot of similarities, but also very big differences. It's interesting.
Who's in that one?
That one has, oh God, what's his name? Oh, Christoph Waltz.
Oh, okay.
Christoph Waltz is, I think, the most famous person in there. And yeah, I can't remember anybody else. My brain is a little slow today. I'm like slightly sick, I think.
Oh, no.
So bear with me. I'm a little slow in the brain and also low energy, more so than usual. But then we did watch Project Hail Mary. That was great.
Okay. My daughter said we had to watch it, and I still haven't seen it.
I didn't expect it to be as good. I was like, okay, I mean, how good could it be? We've seen like a billion space movies. It's going to be just the same space movie. But it had some really interesting and fun things. And I mean, who doesn't like to look at just Ryan Gosling for 2.5 hours? I'll do it.
Yeah.
Then other things. Ooh, I also watched Coherence, which is a movie that's been on my list for 100 years. That one was good also. Very interesting concepts. I don't know if you've seen that one.
Not even heard of it.
Okay. Super, super low budget. Very low budget, but good. And then I've been listening this week to the podcast Good Hang by Amy Poehler.
Oh.
It is so fun. It's really giving me life,
Oh, shoot. So there's like a feel good, mix it in with all the horror and stuff like that. Okay.
Yeah. It gives me hope in the midst of, all
Everything.
The other Dracula, Project Hail Mary, the world is dying, basically. Anyway, need to break that up with some positivity. And it's just like her talking to celebrities. It's very fun.
Okay, I'll have to check that out.
Yeah. And then the last thing that I'll say that I am excited about is I made a shirt. So I'm kind of trying to get back into sewing. And I made a little tank top, which is, I guess, so technically the second shirt I've made, but it's the first like wearable shirt I've ever made. So
that is so cool.
Yeah, I'm excited about that.
I would stitch myself up some clothes all the time if I knew how.
You would fucking think that, but oh my God.
You would think that, right?
Oh, it's so hard. I'm like, I'm so humbled every time I try to do a sewing project because all I had to do was these little scallops. There's like a little scalloped edge at the top of the neckline. And I did it totally wrong the first time, had to undo it, redo it. Then the more I tried to do the scallops, the worse they got. And then I was like, I can't just keep unpicking this. So I just started sewing over it. I just started like doing another line and another line to try to just get the shape right. I'm like, God damn.
Is the collar like this thick? No. I'm just trying to imagine what you're doing because I don't sew.
I know, you
just
can't
imagine your collar.
You can't see it. You can't see it because it's like it's basically like you just fold the material over and then you're trying to sew like, and so I just went back and forth over it to kind of try to make the shape, and so it's not thick. It's just
you're stitching this one, then over this one, and then over this one. I was like,
so there's like 8 layers. No,
I got it.
Anyway, those are all my updates.
That's funny. Okay, fun. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, what have you been up to?
Okay, what I have watched. So I watched on Netflix The Predator of Seville, and that was crazy. And the woman is a super badass in this particular documentary, but scary. And anyone who has kids that are going to travel abroad should watch it. Even adult kids should watch this so that they protect themselves. Then I watched Unchosen on Netflix, and that was like this very strict or religious Christian community, not horror aspect, but this strict Christian community where a criminal comes and seeks refuge in that community. And then also, how power is able to be abused within, those types of environments. Not just Christian, but any type of environment where you have, people who are in power and these different things like that. So that was really good. I enjoyed that a lot. I watched the documentary just the other day from my husband's friend. He recommended it, and he's the one that recommended Frankenstein. And anyways, it was called Should I Marry a Murderer? And I have to say, guys, I was watching this and
you should? You should marry a murderer?
Oh, well, no. But I kept thinking, like, she seemed, because the woman was telling her story, and just
I'm going to need some context, actually. Like, I have no idea what. Yeah, what is it?
It's real life. It lets you know if you should or shouldn't.
Okay. Is it someone who had murdered?
Yes.
Sorry.
So it was, I will tell you, because you could probably read this in the thing. I just won't tell you how it turns out. There was a woman who fell madly in love with this handsome Irish guy. I think he was Irish. This handsome guy. And he had I'm just telling you guys, gorgeous farm, a huge chunk of land. They fell so in love. He was so good to her. They were just so in love. And he asked her to marry him, all of this. And then was honest with her because she said, we have to be honest with each other before we get married. He had killed somebody, but it was a hit and run. And I don't want to tell you anything else. Okay. But she really loved him. And like, should she turn him in? Shouldn't she? This sort of thing. And I have to say, it seemed like she was embarrassed telling her story. Like, she knows people are going to be like, oh, you're such an idiot. Well, if you're listening to this podcast, and maybe I'll tag you so you'll hear it. I kept thinking, I don't know that I would have made a different choice.
Yeah. Interesting.
I mean, now, but especially her, she was young and she was suffering from depression. I was thinking of when I was when I was in my young 20s, I don't know that I would have made different decisions. And, this guy was so in love with her and she wanted love and he was so good to her and they just clicked. And this whole circumstance, I don't know. So I hope she hears that. It was a period of your life.
Don't be embarrassed.
I don't think you should be embarrassed. I think if a lot of different people are honest with themselves, they might have struggled just as much as she did with what to do. So
interesting. I will definitely have to watch this. It's different than I thought. I don't know what I thought it was, but I've seen the title on Netflix and I'm like, what the hell is that?
You're like, definitely no. I don't need to watch your show.
It's just like, I thought it was like, as episodes of something that's like I found this person and I love him, but he is in prison because he murdered someone.
Ugh.
Should I marry him or not? You know?
Yeah, there's that one, a handsome devil. And that true crime story of this guy, and he went, and I don't even know his name, but his name isn't worth mentioning. He has a like tattoo of like a skull on the side of his face. Anyways, he went out and like beat the crap out of his girlfriend and then went and just murdered 2 innocent women. And there are people wanting to marry him. The whole documentary is called Handsome Devil because people are crushing on him, going, "Oh my God, I love him." You know what? I'm sorry, you're fucking gross. Like, you have absolutely no self-respect.
Yeah.
What? Just because someone looks handsome, you don't care that they like brutally murdered a woman or anybody? Like, and they're writing him in prison. I couldn't even finish it. I started it on the plane and I just couldn't.
Yeah.
It pisses me off. It's disgusting. Like, women that would go after wanting to marry Richard Ramirez. What the fuck is wrong with you? Okay. All right.
People are crazy.
On a lighter note, I watched Marty, Life is Short, about Martin Short, and that was really sweet. I don't know a lot about him, but it really was really nice. Oh, and then I watched another documentary.
We're back
pissed
to
me
math.
off too.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry. In came Martin Short, and then I watched, which was super wholesome and happy in every way, The Crash, and that story of that teenage girl who drove 100 miles per hour into the side of a building, killing her boyfriend. She lived, but her boyfriend and their friend died. And whether she did it on purpose or not. And I was curious about it because I saw it on social media. And that one, I don't know. They do a lot better coverage than social media did, of course.
Yeah.
And, but I'm going to tell you right now, that girl, she pisses you off when you just.
Where was this? Where did you watch this?
Mad. Oh, all of these things are on Netflix.
Oh, okay.
It's called The Crash.
I haven't heard anything about that.
Yeah.
Is that like recent?
That was in 2021, 2022, I believe.
Okay.
Well, it was just released like last week.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, but the crime
event
happened. Yeah, the event. Yes. So those are the things I watched. And then I was like doing laundry. And so I watched like 3, I'm not going to mention them, Lifetime true crime stories. Like, this is based on a true story.
Oh.
It's so like the acting, but it was like a little bite-sized, lighter version of what happened. But the acting is funny. And then the biggest thing I did was I went on a 7-day cruise with a broken foot with my family to the Caribbean. And it was amazing.
Yes, of course. How could I forget?
It was amazing. I scooted around on that electric scooter on the ship. And then I was so proud of myself because we did 2 private beach excursions and it was hot and it was humid and I was hobbling on crutches and I didn't complain. So I'll definitely be bringing this up for the majority of their lives about how you remember when I was on that cruise.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Keep that in the pocket
yes.
for later. You remember? And I didn't complain one time. That is something that you do have the ability to complain about. You have full permission to complain about that. When you say little scooter, was it like one of those one knee guys?
No, I'm talking electric scooter that you drive.
Full on sit down in it.
Sit down and
controls.
Yes. Sit down and drive. And I also got really lucky that as the time went on, I wasn't really able, like around the room, I was able to hobble just with the boot without a crutch.
Yeah.
But I used crutches in the airport and when we were doing the excursions off the ship, I used crutches and, the movies make crutches look real easy and it's not.
I was going to say, I'm sure that got real tiring and obnoxious. I think I've just tried to fuck around with crutches, not because I had to, but just because someone has some and I'm like, let me try this. And immediately it like hurts your fucking under your arm.
It was all bruised under my arm.
Oh my God.
Yeah. But now I don't use anything. I am able to walk. I have a boot on, so I'm able to walk with that boot. And then, I'm just it doesn't, I don't have to take pain medication anymore or anything like that. I don't even have to ice it. I did on the ship. I'd wake up and it was like in a lot of pain. So
we should probably back up and tell people what happened.
Oh, yes. I had because I have a really bad habit of when I work out in my room and then I just drop the dumbbells on the ground. But this one particular 20-pound dumbbell was right by the entrance of the bathroom because when we leave, I've been blocking off that bathroom space to put Rory in there. Because he can't go around the house right now. And so I put the weight up against it so he can't push it.
Oh, that makes sense.
So it was sitting there and I came around the corner and just head-on collision the second toe next to my middle toe and the dumbbell and just broke my toe bone in half.
Ow,
but it wasn't coming out of the skin. I forget what that's called. It was under the skin and it wasn't, thank goodness, like displaced. It was just broken in half, but still in line, I guess.
Right.
Yeah.
Where it's supposed to be.
Yeah. Yes.
Ouch, dude. What the fuck?
Yeah. I grabbed my foot and said, you know how you do, and sit down for a minute and it just wasn't getting better. And I was like, oh, it'll be fine. I just hit it really hard. And then when my daughter was trying to help me get to the bathroom, she's like, Steve, we need to bring mom to the urgent care.
Yeah.
So now I'm just focused on making sure it's healed. I see them on the 27th because Tawny's wedding is the next week. And I was going to buy these shoes and I'm glad I didn't because they were higher and I might not be able to do that.
Totally. Yeah. You shouldn't. Both because of your foot and because we're outside.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just actively trying to be like, no one wear heels. No one wear heels. It's going to suck.
Well, they were wedges, so I thought because it was flat, you know, they're just raised a little bit more, but I don't know that I'll be able to put the pressure on like at all. So we'll see.
Yeah. Damn, what a bummer. But very fun on the cruise, at least. It was like a not great timing, but then you get to hang out on a cruise. So
yes, exactly. It was great. I could go in the pool and everything. So
nice.
Yeah. I couldn't go in the ocean when we were at that one private beach. I couldn't even walk on the sand. It was moving too much. But they had a really nice pool with like a swim up bar. So I just stayed in there.
Nice. You're like, I'll just hang out here.
Yes.
The swim up bar.
It was perfect.
I'll just be floating.
Yeah. I drank the whole week. So I haven't been drinking since, but that whole week I did.
Did TT go?
Oh, yeah. Me, TT, and Steve.
Fun.
Yeah, it was so fun. Highly recommend. All right. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Let's get into it. Okay. We are watching the 2026 film called Hokum. It's in theaters right now if you're listening this week. If not, find it wherever it's streaming. The director is our very own, he's not ours, but Damian McCarthy. He also made Caveat and Oddity. So, you know, we are huge Damian McCarthy fans. I just want him to make more and more and more. The genre that pulled was gothic, supernatural horror, folk horror. So I was excited about this. I saw it at Harkins. It was primarily filmed in Ireland. Cinematographer was Colm Hogan and the writer was Damian McCarthy. So our cast here, another person I really, really like, Adam Scott. He was Ohm Bauman. Peter Coonan was Mal. David Wilmot was Jerry. Florence Ordesh was Fiona. Will O'Connell was Albie. Michael Patrick was Fergal. Brendan Conroy was Cobb. Austin Emilio was the Conquistador. And Mallory Adams was Delia Bowman, and Schwa Carroll was the witch.
Was the guy who played the Conquistador, is he the one that's in the other movies?
Ooh, let's take a look. I had it up. No, it doesn't look like it.
Okay.
It looks like he's probably mostly known from The Walking Dead.
Got it. Okay. He did look familiar. That must be where I've seen him.
Oh, right. The budget, supposedly, was $5 million, and the box office was $6.4 million opening weekend domestic and $2.6 million on opening day.
Ooh, nice. Not even, yeah. I mean, it's just been out for like a week, right?
Yeah.
A week and a half, maybe.
That's excellent.
Yeah.
Rotten Tomato score, 89%. IMDb, 7.5 out of 10. And Letterboxd, 3.5.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah. I saw an Instagram post. I'm trying to remember, but that this one of the 3 McCarthy movies rated the highest on IMDb, or maybe it was the second highest. I remember Caveat was the last, and then it was Oddity, and then I believe it was this one, and so it was like it's moving up.
Nice. Okay.
I do have an award here. I don't know what this award is, but SXSW 2026 Midnighter Audience Award.
South by Southwest is what that is.
Oh, hey, Tawny. Thank you.
No big deal. I work in advertising.
I love it. Okay. So here we go into this summary. Turn back now if you don't want the movie spoiled for you, because this will definitely spoil it. Ohm Bauman is a successful, deeply troubled American author who is struggling to write the bleak epilogue of his Conquistador trilogy. After glimpsing what he believes is the ghost of his deceased mother at home, he decides to travel to a Bilberry Woods hotel, the Bilberry Woods Hotel, a remote inn in rural Ireland where his parents once honeymooned, to scatter their ashes and hopefully find some peace. Upon arriving, Ohm meets the hotel's small staff, the owner, Mr. Cobb, the front desk clerk, Moll, groundskeeper, Fergal, bartender, Fiona, and bellboy, Albie. Ohm is abrasive and dismissive, he's a dick, with nearly everyone, though he warms slightly to Fiona, who helps him. Sorry, I wasn't done with that. He warms slightly to Fiona, who helps him locate the spot where his mother once took a picture by this giant tree. After scattering the ashes, which was super funny, we talk about later. Anyways, after scattering the ashes, he crosses paths with Jerry, an eccentric local who lives in his van and regularly drinks milk laced with magic mushrooms. Back at the hotel, Fiona and Albie regale Ohm with the legend of the honeymoon suite, a witch that the former owner Cobb supposedly trapped inside, keeping it locked off from other guests. After a cruel confrontation with Albie over his writing dreams, Ohm returns to his room deeply unsettled and attempts to hang himself. I said that very upbeat, but he attempts to hang himself. He awakens in the hospital days later, saved by Fiona's intervention. When he returns to the hotel, he's told that Fiona has gone missing since the hotel's Halloween party, and Jerry is the prime suspect. Ohm tracks Jerry down, who insists he saw Fiona's ghost inside the hotel, directing him towards the honeymoon suite. With the hotel now closed for the season, Ohm and Jerry break in to investigate. Fergal catches and knocks out Jerry, hauling him off to the Garda. Ohm slips undetected into the locked honeymoon suite, where he begins experiencing terrifying supernatural visions, including a revelation that as a child he accidentally shot and killed his own mother. It's powerful stuff. The front desk clerk, Moll, arrives and retrieves Ohm, but as they prepare to leave, Ohm discovers Fiona's corpse stuffed inside the hotel's dumbwaiter. Moll then locks Ohm inside the suite and flees. And a tape recording on Fiona's body reveals the truth, that she was pregnant with Moll's baby, and Moll drugged and imprisoned her to keep his family from finding out. And the owner he really was worried about losing his job. Trapped and surrounded by intensifying hauntings, Ohm uses a building map to descend into the hotel basement via the dumbwaiter, where he encounters the witch herself. He scrambles back up to the suite and manages to hold her off with a protective circle of chalk. In the morning, Moll returns to dispose of Ohm and discovers Jerry has also made his way back. Maul murders Jerry with a crossbow before setting the hotel on fire. In the climax, Maul pursues Ohm into the basement, but is seized by the witch, who chains him and drags him down to the underworld. Ohm makes peace with his mother's ghosts and escapes the burning hotel, collapsing outside before being rescued by Fergal. In the aftermath, Albie visits Ohm in the hospital and confesses he spiked Ohm's flask with Jerry's mushroom milk, raising the question of how much Ohm truly experienced. But wounds on Ohm's wrists suggest the witch is very real. The film ends on a note of fragile hope. Ohm promises to read Albie's manuscript and for the first time finishes his book with a more hopeful ending. All right.
Nice. Very, very thorough.
Very thorough. It was thorough. I thought of shortening it and then I went, nah.
No, I really, honestly, I appreciate it. I needed that because I watched it like a week ago, and it, you know, when it's not super fresh, sometimes you need a little jog the memory.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
All right. Well, how did you like this movie?
I liked it.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. What were you?
No, I was excited.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I liked it. There were some things that kind of I'm a little bit lost about, a little confused. And I think I just got confused because there was a lot of characters that looked similar. And the connections of the people kind of, I don't know, I got lost in. So, but yeah, I think this is very much, I mean, we've already seen 2 movies in this same vein from him. And so like, I feel like this is definitely his, his like signature sort of thing. It's like always this isolated in a scary building sort of situation. And I liked that this one had some definite Silent Hill vibes for me, just personally, with the going down into the basement and reading the map. And yeah, it was fun.
Ah, love it. Okay, that's good.
How did you feel?
I also liked it. I liked it a lot. I did. I had some really creepy visuals and elements in it. I also like how it's in this small space. The entire movie is within one particular location in this small space, which he does so wonderfully. I liked the acting. I thought it was deep and disturbing. I had an interesting experience inside the movie theater. So I was by myself, and there was I went by myself, but then there was like 4 people that came in because it was like in the morning on Saturday.
Yeah.
And I was watching the movie and okay, and I'm going to say, I know I watched too much true crime, but a movie theater worker came in and was standing and like looking at the screen. Fine. Then he walked to the front and was kind of looking over to the right. And I was like, it caught my eye. I was like, oh, I wonder if someone complained. I didn't notice anything off with the movie or the video. Then he came up and then he crossed and he went back to where there's the little exit sign, back in the back. And he was there for a little bit. And then he came straight out of there and went out. And all I could think, it made me so full of anxiety. I thought I was going to throw up. I'm not even joking, that there was going to be something was going to happen in the movie theater. Like there was going to be, someone was going to come in and shoot the movie theater. This is like how in my head I was about the whole situation. I thought maybe the young group of young guys, they had to beef with somebody and I'm right in the middle. Like I was like, you have to just relax. If you're going to die, you're going to die in the movie theater watching Hokum. I mean, that's
and you know
just what's going to happen.
Could you ask for a better way to go?
Right. No. Right. So you have this intense dread of the movie. It did so well of just layering that dread that made me feel almost a little sick to my stomach, but compounded. Sick to my stomach, not that it was gross, but because I was so anxious, compounded with I thought I might get killed watching it. But
I totally feel that. And I just want you to know also that I have the same feeling in a movie theater. Anytime somebody's like up and walking around, up, especially up front, like where the exit thoughts are ever since that shooting in Aurora.
Yep.
I'm like locked in on if people are like doing weird stuff up front. So I understand that. And I feel that also when I watch people. I'm like, what are they doing? You know?
Oh my gosh. I think that forever changed going to the movie theaters, even though that is not a common occurrence, knock on wood.
Of course.
Still constant possibility. So
totally.
Anyways, back to the movie. So I liked it very much too.
Okay. But you had a especially stressful time in the beginning.
Yes, it was.
Were my instincts right on not bringing TT?
Yeah, because I think it was very scary without. God, it was very dark and scary. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I was going to say,
like,
go ahead.
You were like, could I bring TT to see it? And I was immediately like, no. But then I was like, but why? I don't know. I didn't find it like super that scary for me personally, but I know I have to, temper that for other people. But then I was like, well, there's no children that are like in danger. But then I was like, I don't know, dude, this is a really dark movie. Actually, I was like, just don't. But I usually have no fucking idea. So I was just curious if you agreed with that sentiment now that you had seen it.
Yeah, I would say so. Especially the so beautifully done, powerful, terrifying scene of him shooting his mom accidentally. I think even just that scene is too much. But the disturbed part of me, maybe if she saw that, she wouldn't play with guns. It's not like she does play with guns. I'm just saying if that ever came up. Just so scarred just to make sure if this situation ever happened, she'd make the right decision. I was going to say, and Damian McCarthy has such a magical, such a talent for creating these highly disturbing visuals. In all of his movies, there was the rabbit, there was the golem, and then the witch is fantastic. But then this thing with the eyes, the bunny with the big eyes, that bunny man scared the shit out of me. I thought that this thing was, I wanted to see more of it. I wanted it to have more of a presence. I don't know how it would have, but I just thought it was so scary and unnerving. I would have liked to see it more. And I saw this particular thing. So the film's rabbit people continue to be a reoccurring motif in Damian McCarthy's work. And I don't know if this is true, but it says it's inspired in part by his childhood fear of the movie Watership Down, which is this animated movie with rabbits. And I remember, and I was like, oh my gosh, yes, it's all in the vein of these scary frickin' cartoon movies that we watched when we were kids. So I'm thinking The Secret of Nim. That is one that is same sort of animation as the Watership Down and freaky. You know that movie, right?
I haven't seen it.
Okay.
Not that I remember, at least.
It was like when my generation was growing up. These cartoons were not for kids. The Last Unicorn was one I bring up often because that was creepy as shit too. And then it made me wonder, there is this one that the only thing I remember is the little boy is like a human boy, like a actor, like human, steps on a puddle and falls into this animated world. I don't even know if it was supposed to be scary, but it terrified me. And they sing this song called High Cockalorum. And I was like, I was thinking about this when I was doing the research because of this whole thing. I went down a rabbit hole and I looked it up. Nice. And then I saw on YouTube, someone posted a clip from the movie with that song. And underneath it was like, thank you so much for validating that I didn't just make up this whole weird ass fucking movie in my head from the childhood. But anyways, all that to say, I think Damian McCarthy is creating the same type of scary visual trauma for future generations that we experienced watching these scary cartoons.
Thank you for passing it on.
Yes.
generational trauma.
Yes.
Let's keep it going.
Please keep it going. Please keep it going.
That's funny. I do remember there being a something. It wasn't Watership Down, but it was like there was like a stop motion version of Alice in Wonderland or something with like the scary bunny, and that's what influenced the Caveat bunny. But yeah, I was curious about the bunny here. I went to the bathroom at like a very not critical point. Or I should say it was a critical point when I thought it wasn't. I was like, oh okay, it's going to be chill. I'll just go to the bathroom right now. And then I came back and I had missed like something about her. So the next time I saw Fiona, she was dead in the dumbwaiter with bunny ears on. And I was like, what is happening? And I think Jade tried to tell me, but it was like too loud for me to hear what was going on. So I was confused. And then we see the other bunny man on the TV. And I was like, I am now lost. I don't know how any of these things connect. But I'm wondering if you have any research or anything about because I know that was her costume. Later, I was able to talk to my friends and find out that that was a costume. But I'm just curious if there was anything on that, the cartoon or TV guy.
That's a really great question. I don't have anything on that. The only thing I had was that this reoccurring theme of the bunnies was from that particular cartoon scaring him. I don't know about that. Bummed. I could look it up.
I just wondered, I don't know. That was one of those that like threw me a little bit because I was like, this doesn't seem like it would be a thing kids would watch because it is way too scary looking. It's like over the top scary.
All right, let's see. Let's see what AI has to say. The terrifying bunny guy. That's how I described him. What's up with the terrifying bunny guy? Okay, so it says the terrifying bunny guy in Hokum is a monstrous entity pulled from the main character's childhood. The creature originates from a creepy, distorted children's TV show playing in the background during a traumatic event. So I wonder... Oh, wait, hold on. McCarthy jokingly noted has some donkey-like features, serves as a physical manifestation of deeply suppressed childhood trauma and the loss of innocence for the main character. So it transforms an innocent memory of a children's TV show with a host named Jack into a haunting demonic stalker throughout the story. So I guess, oh my God, this makes so much sense of just what we were saying with these cartoons that I don't think were created to be like scary, but I think of them almost even like my first introduction to horror because they were scary. So maybe you're watching this show, the traumatic event happened, and so now that particular show becomes something haunting to him.
Yeah, I mean, that makes more sense, and I could see how even the visual of that person, it maybe gets warped in your memory. It's like not that, because that was really throwing me. I was like, this is crazy. Like, it would never look like this in real life. But I could see how it would become perverted, basically, like by the emotions and trauma of that moment. And that was far scarier.
Yeah, it absolutely would. I know without getting into any detail, but I mean, I've talked about on the show when I was little and I was abused, but there was this moment that had happened and Taxi was on the TV show. I hate Taxi to this day. I hate the music. I don't like seeing the characters from that show. Those poor actors. I'm sure they were super funny, like great people. But just that whole thing, when I see it, it's just something in me like I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
Yeah.
So that makes sense to me now. So this and that, oh my God, was just, I mean, in my opinion, even far worse. I I mean, he shot his mom, and how terrifying. God, that scene was so powerful.
Yeah.
And then his mom hugging him, and she knew that he would feel guilty about it. I mean, I don't know if that's really how it happened, but oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we sat with that for a moment.
You just have a second. I mean, yeah, there's some really dark themes in this. The moment that I thought of was him hanging himself. I was like, that is a very viscerally dark moment that I do not want to subject TT to.
Yeah. Oh, that too. Yes. Yeah. Yes, exactly. And, when he said something, he was at the bar, I believe, and he was talking about somebody that, his mom was murdered. And the murder, he just says it too young. They didn't do anything, but they should have killed him or whatever. I thought, I bet that was him.
Wow. Okay.
I thought that was when he had said that because of how angry and depressed he seems.
Yeah, definitely was a dick. I was like really surprised at just how mean he was to everyone around him. But, you come to understand and like feel for him also. So he's not. That was, I think, an enjoyable, fun ride with a character through the movie.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't like, I fucking hate this guy. He sucks. For the whole movie,
Oh, yeah. Thank God. I can't say I was hoping. He does agree to read the manuscript, and I was happy about that. I was hoping what he would say, but maybe that would have been too vanilla or kind. When the guy came to visit him, and he had an ice cream outfit on, and he was like, serving scoops or whatever. And he goes, oh, yeah, I work at the ice cream shop too. I was hoping that he would say, but first and foremost, you're a writer. Like that he would validate.
Yeah.
Yeah. He does say, I'll read your manuscript, but I was hoping he would say that, and he didn't. But
I was hoping he would apologize.
Yeah.
I was like, tell this man you're sorry for the mean shit you said. No. But I mean, and he does, it is interesting because he does say he'll read it, and it is a moment of apology in a way, But I was like, I would not be satisfied with that. I'd be like, you're going to apologize to me.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I love the setting. I think two of my favorite horror directors, it has to be Eggers and McCarthy.
Mm.
I think I'm gonna say yes to that.
I'm gonna say yes.
I just love the atmospheres they build, and gosh, I just love this folklore. I really, really loved. Okay, so let me talk to you about this. It is the drug subplot. Okay. That's what I have it listed under in my notes. I really liked when he went down into the basement that the witch was a witch that drug you to the underground or the underworld. It was folklore. It was almost like, what if the folklore was real? And we've talked about that before, kind of loosely with Lamb, but like this is just, it's real and it happened. And I loved that. I just absolutely loved that. There didn't need to be anything more, but actually, yeah, the fucking witch, she's trapped in there and she's gonna drag your ass. I just loved it. So then at the end, when Albie comes and says, yeah, I put mushrooms in your drink, I was disappointed.
Yeah.
Right when he said that, I was like, oh, so it's like maybe not real. But then he did have the bruises. And I'm like, okay, so it is real, but then it's left like maybe it's not real. But then when I was doing the research, I was like, maybe that's not the intention. Maybe it is, but it is more leaning towards what the one guy, what was his name in the van, who lives in the van?
Jerry
was saying that you need to take the drugs, like the hallucinogens, the drugs, in order to see or have your eyes open enough to the things that exist that other people can't see. And so then that made me start thinking, oh, what if there's this angle where, yes, those drugs like mushrooms open your eyes so you can actually see what's really there that you can't see when you're not on drugs. So that would mean anybody that was taking drugs and hallucinating, and we just dismiss them as, oh, they're crazy, they're hallucinating because they're on drugs. No, they're actually seeing what's around us that we don't see. But then on the other hand, I really wanted to go back and watch it. That's the downfall of seeing things in the movie theater, is that I think I would have rewatched it the next day to capture more. But I didn't. So the other piece is Mal saw the witch, though.
Right.
And he wasn't on drugs. So, or at least I don't remember him taking a swig of anything. So, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. This was something that for sure, it was like a bummer of a moment. It over explained everything. It was like I couldn't buy it on many levels. Like, number one, why would somebody drug somebody else with mushrooms? Like, I don't know. If you're pissed at someone, the only reason why you'd give them mushrooms is to chill them out, you know? But I'm like, I don't know. It just didn't make sense to me. I'm like, if you have mushrooms, you're doing them yourself. Okay? You're not like giving them, unless
not if
friends.
You're Albie.
Maybe not. But I was just like, that's a weird choice. Okay? I don't know. I don't get it. And then for, like you're saying, for that to be the thing that opens your eyes, well, all these other people have experienced things and see, like you said, Mal can see it. I can't remember. Does Fiona say anything about?
Oh, when Albie sees her, the witch, when she like pokes him or comes out at him, remember he's standing by there, he's telling his story where he's standing in front of the door, and like the elevator opens and kind of, I don't remember if it like touched him or knocked his head or something, and he turned around with his lighter and he was going like this and he's sticking it in the darkness, and then her face comes out.
Oh, right. Okay. Yes. So
you don't have to be on drugs.
Unless he was on drugs. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I guess if he has mushroom milk and he's like, maybe they're all drinking it.
Yeah. He's giving it away. He's probably also doing it himself. But yeah, I think this is just too much of an over explanation. We really didn't need it. And even on top of that, we have to go back to Jerry being like, it allows you to. I was like, okay, we get it.
Yeah. I think the whole hallucinogenic milk didn't even. Now, I guess if they wanted to put it in there because they're saying, oh, Jerry's just crazy. He didn't really see the bell or whatever. He's crazy because he's on mushrooms. I think you could remove the mushrooms altogether, the mushroom milk completely, unless there's a deeper meaning for it that I didn't catch. And Jerry's just the crazy guy that lives. I mean, people are crazy without doing drugs. Like, he's a crazy guy that lives out, who apparently is a murderer, or people think that he's a murderer, and he lives out in a van in the woods. Like, he doesn't need to be on drugs.
No, that's enough for him to be questionable, you know?
Yeah, because I didn't like the question of, oh, was it the drugs or not? I liked that. No, guess what? Here you have a writer who makes up stories and worlds for a living. And when he's confronted with folklore, he's like, oh, that's all hokum. Well, it's not. It's actually real. And I think just that is fantastic.
Is perfect. Yeah.
Yes.
Agreed. I like where you're going. The idea of like, oh, you can only see it if you have opened your mind. But that seems like it's a different thing. That's not what we were going for, it seems like, in this movie. But that's a fucking scary idea. I like that.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I'm going to write that down. That is,
Do
right?
it. Yeah, use it.
Okay, McCarthy jump scares. I thought, so people are saying that these particular Hokums, the jump scares in Hokum, are very effective. And especially because they're earned and not cheap.
I really liked the one where he walks out from behind a wall and all of a sudden his mom is like right behind him.
Yes.
That was good. That was a good one.
Yeah, I thought they were all really good. There was one that got me where I actually screamed. And I think it was when they were down because I was trying to brace myself so I wasn't screaming in the movie theater. They were down and when the witch's face popped out, I think that did get me.
I didn't jump a lot. I did have a couple drinks before we went. So I think that maybe didn't help. Made me more relaxed, too relaxed to be jumping at things.
Another piece about the movie that I don't know. Okay, you're going to hear me do a little bit of a rant. I don't know why it bothered me so much, but it freaking did. A lot of people are saying that the main character was based on Stephen King. And I
mean, just because he's a writer or what?
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Okay, look, Stephen King is great. He's a prolific writer. He's come up with some really, really good stories. Absolutely. He's phenomenal. There are a lot of fucking phenomenal writers, horror writers out there. Really phenomenal. Great shit out there. Not everything has to be fucking Stephen King. It just irritated me when I saw that. So I think it was Robert Ebert. Right. He's alive, right?
No.
Okay. Whoever writes for Robert Ebert. Sorry. Yeah. He's the one they're not alive. Okay.
No.
Okay. Yeah. Robert Ebert
but it's the website.
The name tagged here. So that's the website. And they were saying that Adam Scott's character, it was modeled on Stephen King. He was pretty much a Stephen King stand-in. And then it said troubled alcoholic author protagonist. I'm like, are you fucking joking me? That's just lame. The stereotype of a writer is brooding alcoholic, right?
Totally.
And then the whole like how he's kind of a jerk, that is also something with creatives in general, but you see it with writers and how they're portrayed like, oh, I write this, I'm like so fucking cool sort of thing. This is just like, I'm not saying all writers, but I'm just saying this is kind of how writers are seen, creatives are seen. I do not think this was just a Stephen King, that this character was modeled after Stephen King. It just really irritated me because everybody was regurgitating this. And so when I was doing my research and pulling stuff together with ChatGPT, or actually Claude, I want to make sure that I give the right citation. Claude helped me. I said,
yeah, you got to be nice to Claude.
Yeah. I said, did the director actually say that he modeled this character after Stephen King? And Claude was like, oh no, thank you for catching that. I shouldn't have said that. I should have said critics say, because no, there's nothing that said that it was modeled after Stephen King. That's what critics are saying. And then it told me, and I don't know if this is true, often critics get information about a movie and then they're just like writing, right? They just want to get an article out for whatever platform they write for about what's new. And so they just regurgitate this stuff with actually not having watched the movie.
Oh, interesting.
That should be illegal.
Do
not give me your review of a movie you haven't seen.
I agree. That's bullshit.
Ever.
Yeah. I wonder if that is.
And it made me wonder everything. Like these book talkers that almost every day they're like, these are the books I read that this and blah, blah, blah. And there's like a fucking stack of 20 books. I'm like, really?
When?
It's like literally all you do is read books, one a day. Like how? And there's like new books. These are all the books that came out this month that I really enjoyed and I recommend to you. Really? Oh my God. That's amazing that you can read that many books in like a month, because it's several times a week that they're posting stuff. Then it made me think,
crazy.
Are you even reading it?
Yeah.
Are you even reading it? Don't lie to me.
Don't fucking lie to me. Book talk. Interesting. No, I'm with you on the Stephen King. I think that's like whatever. Okay. So what? He's a writer. Yeah. Archetype. It's just like an archetype of, a writer or a creative in general.
Exactly. Yeah, because he's drinking alcohol. I don't even know if he drinks alcohol anymore. And before he was snorting cocaine. So I don't know.
Right.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for validating me on that because that was really frustrating me.
You're welcome.
But now I wonder, I can't find it, but I was looking at my Stephen King books and I'm thinking he has that alias.
Oh, yeah.
And is it Bauman? Bachman. Okay.
Bachman.
I thought it sounded familiar. Richard Bachman was his alias. Okay. All right.
Bachman, Bowman. Okay. Pretty close.
Maybe. But
Still.
I'm not buying it. Just stop. Just stop.
There's
Go
not
read
just
some other
one
horror.
I know. Come on.
That's the thing. I think that's what it is. Okay, just one more second. Just a half a second. Is like Stephen King isn't the only one who writes horror novels.
Yeah.
Or the only one who writes good horror novels. Even there are some phenomenal. Open your horizons. Go look at like Bookstagram, horror Bookstagram, and to see all the books that those people recommend that hopefully they actually read.
That hopefully, yeah, they actually read.
Oh. The film score was composed by Joseph Bishara, known for his work on Insidious.
Oh.
So obviously the movie does really well with, I have like just these list of themes. So guilt and trauma, right? And inherited trauma or just trauma. And I have this little note here that Ohm has spent his entire career writing bleak, nihilistic fiction. That was another thing, sorry, that I asked ChatGPT was like, does it even say that he's a horror novel writer?
Oh, yeah, we don't even know that, do we? It's just...
Yeah.
It seems like it's an adventure story almost that he's writing.
There wasn't... Just because the character in there was going to kill that little boy doesn't make it a horror novel. We see stuff like that all the time, and it's not horror. It'd be science fiction, drama, all kinds of stuff.
Totally. Good point.
Okay, we put that to rest. But bleak nihilistic fiction that is essentially a mask for the childhood trauma of accidentally killing his mother. So that was the note. And then I wrote here, it makes me wonder, thinking about this particular topic deeper, it makes me wonder or appreciate how this movie is showing how our art can be a form of self-punishment, but also become a path to healing.
Yeah. Well said.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is like semi-related, but one thing I really appreciated about the movie was that he felt compelled to stay and figure out what happened to Fiona because there's a level of guilt that he feels that she's the one that found him and he like owes it to her on some weird level to find out what happened. And I just felt like that was a very interesting device because I think some people could probably see that and go like, what? There's no way you would do that. But I think that's enough of a reason to me. Like I get that's a big moment in your life. You've like tried and failed to commit suicide. Someone found you who didn't deserve to be like, traumatized in that way. And you feel bad for them and now they're missing. And I don't know. I just really bought that. I really liked that as the basis for this story.
Yeah, I agree. Because we see him in the beginning. It seems like he's really created a life that he thinks he deserves because of what he did as a child. And he's not allowed anyone to be in his life. I mean, that's what it looks like based on where he lives and kind of how he's writing. And there's no indication. It's almost like the only two people that are still in his life are the canisters of ashes of his parents that are displayed there on the counter. And so this is the life he thinks he deserves. And I think that's why he's really a jerk to people too. It's almost like often when we see creatives portrayed in movies, or even if we unfortunately meet these types of creatives in real life where they're just like, I am just so cool because I do this or I did that kind of pretentious. It's almost like he is cruel because he's pushing people away from him. He's not letting them get too close. And then because he's not super nice to Fiona, but through the conversations, it's almost like he melts just a little bit. And he's allowing, and then Jerry, he cared for Jerry, who was concerned about him as the story went on. And I think, and I believe that he was allowing, he was like opening himself up to these other people. I wonder if there was also a curiosity, being a writer and someone who loves stories, of this haunted room, or even the true crime angle that she might be in there. And all you have to do is go and check.
Right.
I feel like I would want to go and check. I feel like it would be hard if I was in a hotel and I was just meeting all these people and talking to them, and then I found out someone went missing and he's certain she's up in that room. I would want to know if she was up in that room.
Same.
So McCarthy, so folk horror and Irish mythology, right? It's steeped in Irish folklore and the legend of witches. I loved The Witch. So I love how McCarthy draws on the folklore like he did in Oddity and Caveat in this movie. And there was a note where do I have it? He is making, there was confirmation. Here it is. I bolded it because I was excited. After its opening weekend, McCarthy confirmed he is currently writing a haunted house movie and has hinted at eventually moving into other genres.
Interesting. I do like how all of these movies feel like they're in the same universe, you know? Like, it's all very similar in the folk horror aspect, and I like that.
Yeah, me too. Folklore. McCarthy has talked about how his preference for single location horror started for practical, no budget reasons early in his career, but has since become a deliberate artistic choice. He finds the confinement genuinely compelling as a storytelling tool. And also, Adam Scott spent nearly 3 weeks filming alone in a single room, a process he described as emotionally demanding but important for conveying the character's isolation.
Interesting. I feel like he did really well. He's like a really great actor. He can, I feel like, do anything that he's thrown into.
I agree.
This was good. I liked him in this.
The hotel bell seen at the beginning of the film is the same prop used in Oddity.
Oh, shit. The like little bell?
Yeah, the hotel bell seen at the beginning of the film. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Isn't that cool?
That's awesome. That's great. One thing I have questions about is, can you quickly just explain to me the relationship between these people? So Fiona is pregnant with Mal's child, and what is the thing with Mal and the owner of the, like, this is where I got a little lost. I was like,
I believe, if I remember correctly, that didn't he refer to the owner of the hotel as his father-in-law?
I thought so.
Mal is the son-in-law of Mr. Cobb.
Okay. But we never see like his wife or anything?
No. Mm-mm.
And then who's the other guy?
So then there's just like the groundskeeper. The groundskeeper was
this
Fergal? I believe
okay.
Fergal. Cobb, the owner. Then Albie was the bellboy.
Right. Okay.
But wait, who was Jerry?
Jerry's the guy who lives out of his van outside.
That's right.
Yeah. There was like a lot of dudes that kind of looked similar and seemed like the same character that I just got a little bit lost.
Yeah, I could see that.
Because then that guy shows up. I think it's Fergal. And I'm like, oh no, he's bad. But he wasn't bad. Right? He had nothing to do with any of the bad stuff.
Yeah, I thought he was bad, but no, he kidnapped Jerry because he thought Jerry had hurt Fiona and the police were looking for him. So, I mean, technically, no, he's not bad, right? That was a good thing he was doing if he thought Jerry had hurt Fiona and they were looking for him. But yeah,
he wasn't part of this, like,
no,
murdered
just
Fiona. Okay. What a dick.
Yeah. One note I had, this is just a side note, but I feel like I would have listened to the entire tape before going around. Like, it feels like that the tape recorder, Ohm listens to a piece of it and then he goes and does something. Then he listens to another piece. Then he goes, or is he not turning it on? Do you know what I mean? Like, he goes down into the basement before listening to, oh my gosh, there's something down here with me. Like, I feel like I would be in the room. I would listen to everything that she recorded. And then I would go make my decisions.
I would too. But maybe that's because we're women. I don't know. Yeah. It feels like not to overly generalize, but I'm not way thrown off that was a man's choice.
Exactly. It didn't make me dislike the movie. I was just like, maybe you want to wait. Just wait. Just listen to the rest of it. And then let's move forward.
Then we can start trying things. I did like how he was like, he really got in there with that with the bell where he punches out the wall and fishes it out. I was like, great. That's amazing.
Yes, he was figuring out how to unscrew that one wall. And then the little guy with the bell.
Oh, so smart. Yeah.
So smart. At first, because it was so dark, I wasn't clear what he was doing. But wow, really smart.
Yeah, this is one of those things that really reminded me of Silent Hill. This is like so much like a Silent Hill puzzle that you would have to put together and solve to do something. It was really cool. And I think one of my favorite things about McCarthy's movies is how well he handles like scariness and also comedy, and the comedic shots of this little, like, I don't know,
the little guy,
what's
the little
like
golfer?
He's up to no
is
good.
He a golfer or he's like
something? Yeah, very funny face, great little sculpture, and great comedic effect. I loved that.
I liked this piece where in the beginning we have Ohm creating this really bleak, hopeless book with just a hopeless ending. And it's almost like that's just what he deserves. He doesn't give a shit that people are going to be like, I want to read a book like that. He's like, well, fuck, kind of this whole attitude. And then at the end of our movie, after everything that happened, he has a more hopeful ending. And this made me think that it was a beautiful portrayal in this movie of how much of the artist is in the art that is created.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I have about that. Just something I thought. That's what it reminded me of.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. I don't think I have anything. I was just about to try to pull up the little...
I'll just say, yeah, I loved the location. I loved the characters. I thought that honeymoon suite was really cool and scary. The dread was brilliantly done. The witch was great. I genuinely felt scared for the guy being drugged into the, you see, it's like when you see an alien movie, you're hoping the alien is good, because if the alien is not good, it's going to ruin everything. I think you could say the same thing about a witch.
Yeah.
Because you don't want some hokey witch, because people are going to be like, I thought that it was a really great witch, and how she was clamping the handcuffs on them and dragging them in was phenomenal. And then he got out of the handcuffs, thank goodness. And was that... there's got to be this, I mean, there doesn't have to be, but this deeper meaning of all of it as us being chained to our guilt and shame and trauma and emotions, because isn't it, he also has Ohm also has the handcuffs on, but then he has his mom hug him, and I was tearing up, and she hugs him, and he's like, it was an accident. She's like, I know. And then he's able to break those handcuffs off and escape.
Totally. Yeah, it's like, it's interesting because it is different types of guilt, right? There's like, he obviously feels guilty, but he shouldn't feel as guilty as he does because it was an accident.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas this other guy fucking just straight up cold blood murdered this woman to keep his lifestyle intact.
Mm-hmm.
And he doesn't seem that sorry, but he's getting drug into the underworld. So good. Get his ass.
Yeah.
But good that Ohm was able to free himself because he doesn't deserve it,
Yeah.
One thing that Paige said that I thought was interesting on our way out is she said something about she was like, all three of those dudes killed a woman. And I was like, whoa, that's so true, actually. And I didn't think about it. Yeah, because you've got Jerry and then Ohm and then Mal, but all very different scenarios.
Yeah.
And I don't know what there is to that, but there's something there. And I just haven't had enough time and space. And I haven't watched the movie. I've only watched it once, but I was like, it feels like there's something there that just the different levels or steps of that experience for these different people and how it affected them in different ways.
I love that. Yes. Because Jerry, I was trying to pick up what he was putting down. Was it his wife was sick and was asking him, according to him, to kill her? And did he kill her, or did he just not seek treatment for her because she wanted to die?
I don't know. I don't remember the details. I got the idea that he did murder her, but it was like a mercy situation.
It's like a compassionate killing.
Right.
She was asking for it because she was sick. Not asking for it like you are asking for it, but she was literally like, hey, please.
Go ahead and
Yeah. And then an accident. Purposeful non-malice, and then an accident, and then purposeful malice.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
Yeah.
I didn't even think of that.
Me either. I was like, wow, you're right. Fergal didn't die, right?
No. Because Jerry jumped out the back of the van, and Fergal was the one that went back and saved Ohm from the burning building.
Okay, cool.
And then the goats.
Yeah, the goats, I'm like, I don't know what this was supposed to mean, but it was interesting.
Devil. Maybe?
I mean, I found it interesting that
Devil's
character.
I mean, they were nice goats. Evil. They're just fucking around, but that's
yeah. I liked that was immediately compassionate towards the goats, but not people. Total dick to people, but immediately was like, oh, what? You're just gonna fucking kill that goat?
But it even came off though of guy from America that knows what's better, has no idea about other people's cultures or what they need to do, and it's probably from LA, and he just rolls up in there and he's just like, yeah, you're a dick. Not that people should be killing the goats, but I'm just saying that's how he came across, was no even stretch of the imagination to try to kind of understand this completely different country and culture that he has stepped into. That's how it came off to me.
Okay. Interesting.
What was I watching? Oh, it was that true crime thing that I was talking about with the Should I Marry a Murderer? But she was talking about on that land, they go out and they hunt. They're deers or something. They have big antlers, but they go and hunt them because there's such a tremendous overpopulation that it would destroy the land. Now, and so somebody else might just be like, oh, it's so evil to hunt, but there's actually a reason they do that, and they need to do that. And I know that in other areas, there's the pigs, the wild pigs, it's the same thing, whatever. Now he did just say because they chipped the paint on the car, but maybe he was being facetious. I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyways, there was like I do like that he was concerned about the goat, but I just felt like it came across like he was just projecting his Western lens on judgment on all of these people.
Yeah, that makes sense. It was too early in the movie, I think, for me to have a preconceived notion. So how I read it was just like, oh, this guy is worried about people and things around him that like can't, don't have a voice or can't fight back. But then he's a total dick to everybody. So they were like, oh, that just went out the window immediately until we were talking earlier about him being such a dick to people that I was like, oh, that's interesting that he's like concerned about the goats.
Yeah. I think I thought of Devil with the Goat only because I thought of The Witch, the movie The Witch, and where you have the witch and the goat.
Right.
The goat like kind of lures you into being a witch.
Yeah.
The temptation of Satan.
I don't know. I think they're just high goats, just staring into their own eyes.
Yes, that's right.
Stripping their balls off. Just.
I forgot about that. That's right. Oh, well, I don't know. I don't have anything else.
Yeah, I don't either. It's one of those where I didn't take notes because it was in the movie theater. So
yeah, same here. So I was trying to remember and jotting stuff down after, but it was only those big things that I remember reacting to. But really, really good. I want to see it again, really bad.
Yeah, I would like to see it again too.
As soon as it's on streaming, I'm going to watch it again.
Yeah.
I feel like having a McCarthy marathon, and do Caveat, Oddity, and Hokum once it's available. I can't wait to see what he comes up with next.
Same. I'm like, oh yeah,
bring it on. You're so good. You're so good. Just take a moment if you hear this episode and just like pat yourself on the back, or just take a moment and go, God, I'm really badass. And then keep making stuff, like honestly. And then please keep making stuff. I can't wait. Even if it's outside of the horror genre, I'm curious. I'll watch it. But please do also still make more horror movies.
Yes, please.
Yeah, please. We might have to switch our what we talk about, the genre we talk about. We don't have to change our name. Like, don't do that to us.
Yeah, it's going to be a whole bit. Yeah, please don't. We got like 5 years invested in this name. Okay.
Yes. Yeah, we can't change it. We can't. All right. That's all I have. Really, really good movie. If you don't have anything else, would you like to rate it? Well, you're going to rate it. But are you ready?
No, I would not.
Let's not rate this one.
Pass. Yes, I'm ready.
Awesome. All right. So, Tawny, what do you rate this movie?
I'm going to give this a 3.9.
Okay.
3.9. Yeah, I looked back at this sucks. I just feel like it sucks if you're a person who makes several movies in a row, because then you're always going to have your movies compared against each other. But here I am. I'm going to do that. I gave Oddity and Caveat both 4.9s. And I will say out of the three, I like this one the least. I feel like it just gets a little bit like, it's almost like there's too many things involved. There's too many people, too many different plots happening. It's almost like it just got a little bit sprawled. And then, I don't know, lost some of what I feel like is so powerful about Caveat and Oddity for me personally. But it's really great. And yeah. But I just couldn't quite go all the way because I wasn't loving the magic mushrooms under, subplot. Or even the like Jerry murdering his wife for compassionate reasons. I don't know. That felt like kind of connected, but like not really to me.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just was like it almost got too big. And I wanted it to like refocus or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I also found it less scary than the other ones, but again, I feel like maybe I need to do a second watch because it's maybe not fair that I had a couple drinks and went into this one.
Those are really good points. So when I left the movie, I thought to myself, this is a 4.8. And I was going to rate it a 4.8 now too. But you're right about all those different aspects. But I really did like the creeping. I'm going to rate it a 4.8. That was that's what I'm going to do. Because typically I go low and then I'm like, oh, I shouldn't have did that. Because even looking back, I saw Oddity. I did an 4.89. And I was like, oh, I just remember really liking that movie. And then I went back to Caveats when I always come up with, and it was a 4.9. But we both gave that a 4.9.
Yeah.
Just looking at my bone temple of 4.99. Oh, for the love of God. Anyways, I'll need to think about that one. Yeah.
No, that was because of the jump scare. Can't give it a 5.
No. You're right. I can't. You're right. Thank you for reminding me of that.
You're welcome. You stand by it.
No, I stand by that. That was cheap. That was cheap. So I'm going to give this one a 4.8. I'd love to see another folk horror movie come from Damian McCarthy, horror in general.
He's great at it.
Yeah, so good, so beautiful, so fantastic, so haunting, so dark. Ugh.
Yeah.
That movie really scared him. That animated bunny movie, my God. But
yeah.
All right, friends. So if you've seen Hokum, share your favorite scenes, quotes, or theories on social media using the hashtag 2ChicksAndAHorrorFlick. And while you're there, give us a follow. And before I hand it over to Tawny, we will be doing only this episode this month, and then an episode next month after Tawny's wedding, because she's having her wedding. And so then we believe that we are going to fit one in at some point next month, but we'll see. And then we'll start to even out as the wedding simmers and they go into wedded bliss, and we're able to record maybe a little bit more. So anyways, I wanted to say that. But what else, Tawny?
I'm glad. I was also going to remind everybody, don't be alarmed if you don't see episodes for a little bit here, because I'm about to run out of gas here as far as wedding planning, but we're like coming up on it. So it's, in some ways, I think it's going to get more busy and like last minute shit that we're going to have to get together, but we'll be back.
Yes,
we will. But yeah, so if you want to support the show, you can give us a like, review, and subscribe on whatever podcatcher you're listening to us on. But that's it. I hope you have such a good night. No nightmares.